I'll give you the golf hand clap, the one hand clap.
Yeah.
How's it going, my man?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Just busy working away, trying to make for a busy spring and summer at Taps.
Of course.
Yeah.
Long time you've been running the Taps. How long, actually?
15 years.
15 years?
Wow.
Yeah, so
Jesus.
It's something I can't talk about yet, but there is a...
Just a little bit closer.
sorry, I'll get closer. I
Just pull it towards you.
I
do
tried,
need
but I don't
to-
want to like yank it.
Would
and
you
then-
let the man talk, please?
Okay.
I do need to put together a big 15-year anniversary thing, but I'm not ready to talk about that quite yet.
Okay.
Okay.
What would the date be around?
Well, it was technically Springalicious. You guys all remember
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Of 2009 when we opened.
Really?
My brother was tiling the floor at 2 a.m. the day before Springalicious, and we hadn't even been open yet. That was like we were opening on the craziest weekend we probably would have dealt with for the next 2 years. Yeah. So, and then we were actually around 5 years before that in Virgil. So
You were?
Yep. Taps was
really?
in Virgil on Hennigan in the industrial park by the water.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I used to.
I
work
did not
there.
know that.
Yeah, no restaurant or anything. We were just a brewery. We were there. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
And then we moved down here and somehow got pulled into downtown Niagara Falls, kicking and screaming.
So what was it like? It must have evolved over the years. How did Taps start on Queen Street? Did you
Yeah.
have the brewery? Did you have all that?
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
even a different name, wasn't it?
No, it was it's Taps on Queen.
Brewhouse. Oh,
and,
okay.
we call it Taps Brewhouse. That was just kind of an update we did in 2018, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
just
remember
sort
that.
of refresh things and try
Yeah.
to, a little more
Rebrand.
modern. Yeah,
Yeah.
We changed the brand names of a lot of our beers, even though many of the recipes did stay the same.
Yeah.
But we changed, like we used to call it Charleston Lager, or now we call it Flying Colors Lager.
Mm-hmm.
Has a more kind of updated branding and that kind of thing. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you, as far as the inside, so you always had the brewery inside there,
Yep.
and then the stage.
Yeah, actually, the stage
Oh.
indoors was not always there.
Oh, really?
There was actually tables, and you could sit right against that wall. There's
Oh,
some
wow.
pictures. It's painted burgundy. There's no symbols on the wall. Nothing
Really?
like that. Yeah. When we first opened, we weren't really doing a lot of live music except
Yeah.
for outdoors with bigger events.
Oh, so you did outdoors
We did
before
have
you did
the-
order?
Yeah. And,
Oh, wow.
And that stage, not the stage that's there because it's been rebuilt 3 times. The stage we had in the parking lot originally was used for a chili festival in the Commons in Niagara-on-the-Lake. We did a big outdoor chili festival there.
No
Oh
way.
my goodness.
With like all these restaurants from all over Niagara who did a chili thing. So
Yeah.
we ripped apart the stage we threw together for that weekend, and we rebuilt it
Amazing.
in the Taps parking lot.
Always
Oh my
working.
goodness.
Always working.
Yeah, there's been a
Yeah.
lot. That's
Oh, I love that outdoor stage. I think it's the best thing in Niagara, to be honest
and
with you.
and the
because-
story of the symbols on the wall.
the symbols. Yeah.
Like, how did you get them all, or are those all from?
No, not all
Past-
from like famous drummers or anything.
No,
like
well,
that.
no. Well, like, all from you.
Border
most
City
of them-
Beatdowns?
Nope.
That's what I was gonna
think
ask.
One of them might be actually from
Okay.
Border City Beatdowns.
Did you sign it?
No, I don't.
All right.
'Cause I can't remember which one it is now, but the almost all the symbols came from eBay. I never paid more than $15 for them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Most of
okay.
them were broken ahead of time.
Yeah.
I had the idea actually when I went to the Hard Rock in Punta Cana.
Nice.
So obviously it doesn't look like that, but I was, I'm looking at instruments on the wall. I'm like seeing famous people's
Yeah.
drum sets and stuff like that. I'm like, how can I do this real cheap, but
Yeah.
still kind of look cool? So I paid
Yeah.
$600 for the cymbals total.
Nice.
The backdrop is donated from J&B Audio,
Okay.
who does a lot of our audio stuff.
Okay.
So that black backdrop and the curtain we have down the half wall and Taps, those actually came from Metalworks Studio in Mississauga.
All right.
wow.
Yeah.
So probably who's the band that was Triumph or someone was
There's been a couple big bands out
yeah.
there. Yeah.
I actually, and a separate story completely, I recorded there back in the early 90s with
Nice.
my band then. But yeah, that's where the curtain came from, and that's where the cymbals came from. And
That's
the
interesting.
curtain's showing its age, because if you look close, you'll see it's kind of ripping in a few spots. And every so often, the cymbal does fall and scare the crap out of everyone in the place. So, and then I
Adds
usually
to
just
the
drill it back in the wall.
ambiance, right? You
Yeah.
can turn that into like a ghost story or something.
Yep.
This
Well, it's
one
definitely got some
time-
history. It's definitely the Brewhouse has some history, that's
Yeah.
for sure. And some of those stories in there are, hey, that's what you get when you've been around 15 years.
Yep.
And
you
in
know?
that parking lot, all those festivals and bands
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, so many. Oh, you guys have been there for a lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think back, I'm like, we've had some pretty big bands there.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know, Gatto and Coney Hatch.
Yeah.
Way back. That was probably the busiest we've ever been out there.
Mm-hmm.
We figured there was. I was just talking about it earlier today. About 700 people each day of that. That
okay.
particular
Seems like
spring
Matt
sessions.
Garesi brings in a lot.
Yeah, Matt
too.
and
Yeah.
Andy Clonico, we
Yeah.
do some stuff together.
Yeah.
Including making a beer together. But
Yeah.
but those guys are great at bringing some fresh ideas.
For sure.
Some fresh music.
Yeah, they're always working. They're
Yeah.
always doing something.
Those guys.
Who's better at putting
Don't
their
put 'em on
heads
the spot.
together to create a good tasting beer? Andy or BS Live? Which
Oh,
one?
come on
Which
now.
one tastes
You
better?
I'll go Andy.
Well, the process was different, let's say. Andy and a couple of guys from Revive the Rose actually sat there and we made up different beers. So it's a
okay.
rosehip hibiscus flavoring we add to a lager for the Bar Down Lager. But we actually came up with 5 different options, and those
Okay.
guys picked the one they liked the best.
okay.
Except for one of them. Some reaction happened in the growler we mixed it up in, and it actually blew up. So we pushed that one right off the
That's
Yeah.
the BS Live one now.
yeah. So BS Live was a little different.
Yeah.
You know, they were a little more involved in the graphics than the actual beer. They're like,
Right.
give me something light and easy to drink. I'm
Right,
like, okay,
right.
we can do that. Right?
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
All I have to say is that's totally exactly how I pictured
Yeah,
that happening.
me too.
Let me just make the graphics nice.
Let the can look cool.
Yeah.
Same thing as
Yeah,
what's on
you know those
on the
guys.
show.
Shane and Bobby are great, though. I mean, we've been, like you guys, we've been over many years in touch for
For
different
sure. Well, they
things.
run their show out of there now.
Yeah.
Sundays or something.
Yeah, every usually once a month.
Yeah.
Not in the summer and in
Yeah.
the off
Yeah.
season. And
Yeah.
it goes well. It's a little different. Having the live audience for them, I'm sure, is a
Yeah.
different thing. Sometimes we'll have 30 to 50 people in there. Sometimes there's two guests on the show, right? So,
Right.
But Shane, he'll just talk through everything. He doesn't care what's going on.
No.
No.
As long as it's a Shane
As
show.
Yeah.
long as he's there, he's
probably
his
still
own-
there talking,
He's his
right?
own audience.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
fun. I love doing different stuff. I get bored with doing the same, making beer and cooking the food
Yeah.
all the time.
Well, you always seem to be open to ideas, and people bring in
Yeah.
ideas to you, and see if you can formulate and collaborate with somebody to put something on there.
Yep.
So
That's what I'm
I
trying
give
to
you a
do.
lot of credit for that because that's hard to find in this
Yes,
area.
the support
Yes.
that you give to everybody, and you don't have all inclusive.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing burlesque events. I'm doing
Yeah,
drag events
everything.
coming up. I'm
Yeah.
doing a Pride DJ thing.
Yeah. Well, let's
yeah.
get in. Let's
You
get
want me
into
to run 'em off?
Yeah,
Yeah, there seems to be a
Give it-
variety of different
Yeah,
things
let's get to some like a bunch of events that you have going on.
So March 13th, which is sort of our pre-St. Patrick's Day one. This
Yes.
is it's actually really cool, and the guys from the Irish Music Festival they did it at Fireman's Park last year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They brought it to me, or Patrick did anyway, one of the organizers, and it's actually I think it's a brother and sister who are from Ireland that actually do like a mythology and storytelling thing. So some of it has music behind it, some of it's just them talking. We're gonna have to get lots of candles and kind of have like a cool
Yeah.
vibe in there.
I
dress it up
imagine
and-
like elven sounding music.
Yeah. I think it
It's
is
like
kind of like that.
mythology and stuff like
Right.
that.
Yeah, so
Well,
that
that-
one's
Celtic.
That Irish festival last year was huge out in Fireman's Park. A lot of people went to that.
they did
Yeah.
well. They just announced that it's happening again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And we're trying to work with them and see if we can have Tops involved somehow with them.
That would be great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that event, and then Patrick's band Grass Mud Horse and another Irish band that's local are playing too. So it's
Right.
going to be a pretty fun night.
Which that guy from Grass, what's his name again? Patrick?
Patrick.
We
Yeah,
just did the Pat Porter show
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
here a couple weeks ago, I think.
yeah, and these
Lucky
guys
him.
are like real Irish guys.
Yeah.
too. Like they have
Yeah.
accents
Yeah.
and everything.
And
so-
they drink like they're Irish too.
sure.
They have the crack and everything.
No, don't say that.
Craig.
I don't
Sorry.
know. Who knows, right? But-
They say crack.
They might empty that brew house out of there.
I worked at the Irish Harp.
Nobody knows what you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
I worked at the Irish Harp. It means it's like fun, good times.
Yeah.
Right.
Craig.
There's not
crack
many real Irish people
Pretty-
there. There's a few.
at the Irish Harp. I know.
We
yeah.
used to brew their harp lager and harp ale way back in the olden days too. So,
I worked there when they first opened.
Yep.
Like I was part of.
so I used to drag kegs down to that basement, which was probably one of the worst
It,
basements
oh
to
my
bring
gosh,
kegs
those
into.
stairs,
Yep.
the amount of times they're so steep,
Yep.
and it's gone through so many years
Yeah.
of wear that
Oh,
they're
the wood
like
is just
grease,
dented, yeah.
and you would just like, you would just fly down those stairs.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, It was it's a cute, like, all that wood and everything is
beautiful
all
spot,
right
yeah.
from
Yeah.
Ireland and everything. It's very Irish. It's just that, it's
All right,
not
back
very
to the
Irish
Brewhouse.
anymore.
Back
Yes,
to the
back to the
Brewhouse.
Brewhouse.
Yeah, I'll keep it going. So we're also starting a new trivia series with our friends at Breakout Escape Rooms right down here.
Oh, okay.
We're doing lots of things with our friends downtown. But the first one's March 14th, so that same week we got a big St. Patrick's week.
Yeah.
We're doing a sci-fi and fantasy trivia. So that's a Thursday night, which is also our wing night.
Yeah.
Jay would suck at that.
It's a different one. We're just kind of working, doing some different stuff. And Breakout Escape Rooms, I don't know if you guys know that, but they actually have a TAPS escape room.
No,
Oh,
I did not
really?
know that.
You got to do it.
Okay.
You may not be able to escape, but you walk in there and you're like, there's like a stage and there's symbols on the wall.
You're
and
kidding
there's,
me.
Like
Symbols on
silver
the wall.
pipes for the taps.
What?
And
That's amazing.
There's guitars on the wall and there's the Taps logo made by our friends here at Rick Rose.
Yeah, the Rick
Yeah.
Rose thing, yeah.
And same paint color. I gave him the swatches. I gave him a small brew tank that looks like one of
Oh,
our
that is amazing.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
we
was
gotta
about to
check that
ask
out.
about that
Yeah.
part.
We got to
It's,
check that out, that's
yeah.
for sure.
It's really neat. And then after that, we're going into a weird April, I guess. We're doing 2 burlesque nights back to back from the same people. It's Besties Dance in Fonthill, who actually did an event that was sold out in early February. Yeah, because I was away for that one.
That sounds
and
fun.
They're doing April 26th and 27th, so they do a burlesque. This is it's a ticketed event, but it's
Yeah.
open to everybody. It's not just their dance
Yeah.
students. It's got some drag parts. It's got some burlesque. It's got some. I missed it, but I heard there's some pasties involved for those people who are into that.
Well, what's interesting before you go further is there's a lot of people that ask me about doing burlesque. That's been going around a long, long time.
Yeah.
Like
It's
that's
becoming more popular,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
and not a lot of people
absolutely.
do it around here.
No.
So you have a back to back at Taps. That's pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
Well, they sold out the one night on the Saturday, so they said, "Can we do the Friday?" I'm like, "Yep, let's do it."
Yeah.
Deals.
We also have, in the same vein, we have someone named DJ Transistor.
Sister? Okay.
Okay.
Who's actually a radio personality, I guess, pretty big in Europe.
Okay.
Oh.
But local, and they're doing like. Think of like the old Club 103 dance stuff in Toronto.
Okay, yeah.
That's what
Bringing it back.
they're trying to do with this.
Bringing
and
it
with
back.
the pride theme and a
Bringing
little
it-
bit
bringing
of
it- bringing it
a
back.
drag to it.
Nice.
Yeah, you want me to keep going? You
Yeah,
want
of
me to
course.
get to me?
Yeah,
Okay.
keep going.
I got a.
It goes on and on, baby.
Yeah.
Read my Facebook
I love
events
it.
here. We're mixing up this year a little bit. We've done our brew and browse pre Mother's Day in the past. We're gonna do a little bit different this year. We got Grayshaven Farm Sanctuary's doing a plant sale fundraiser that day,
I
which
like
is the
Grayshaven.
May 5th. And they're
great.
gonna come in and do plant sale. Like they're
Will you
planters.
do planters?
Yeah.
Okay, the planter things. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So they're
Like
coming
you
in and
did
do
before.
that. So it's a fundraiser for them. We've always done different stuff with Grayshaven. We
Yeah.
love that place. Helping out all kinds of animals that
Yeah.
would be on plates otherwise. And then we got a couple punk shows in May as well. We got the Ripcords, who are a big punk band out of Toronto. Been around since the mid '80s. They're coming with some local bands, Slightly Intoxicated. A lot of the
Yeah.
guys you see doing punk shows here.
Yeah.
Jesse Bourgeois.
Yeah. That's May the 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Nice. Nice.
And then we got another punk show the following Saturday.
Wow.
May 11th, and that's Blackout, who's a punk band from Guelph. I've actually played with some of the members in a couple different
Right.
bands. GFU out of Toronto, that's Matt Groupie, who's a big music scene guy in Toronto, and he's been down here with a couple different bands. Well and Wasted, we all know.
Yeah.
Niagara's #1 punk band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Holdouts, I don't know them, but they're local as well, I believe. So
Interesting.
One thing I noticed about the punk scene here in Niagara is it's all on Queen Street. Every now and again, it's at the
Yeah.
warehouse, but the punk on Queen Street,
Yeah.
it's pretty big.
Camp Cataract down the street, they're
Yeah.
doing they're doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, we do stuff here and there. I find that it's got to be the right time of year. It's a little tough when I got tourists here to have punk
Yeah.
bands screaming their heads off. In the middle
Yeah.
of June or July, I won't typically
Yeah.
do that. But
And you have a lot of events that you have every week, like
Yeah.
Taps, Apps, and
yeah,
Laughs.
Taps, Taps, and Laughs, which has been crazy busy the last couple of weeks, like completely full.
Oh,
on
really?
Tuesday
That's
night.
awesome.
Yeah, Levi's doing a really good job with that. He's
Yeah.
bringing in some new and different people.
The comedy's
Yeah.
peeking out here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Comedy's everywhere
For sure.
these days.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
And Levi, David Green, who we all know,
Yeah.
he's a big one, doing a lot of different events different places.
Always.
We do our Sunday night music trivia with Lee, who's does a really good
Niagara's
job.
Name That Tune.
Yeah, Niagara's Name That Tune. And our Fridays and Saturdays kind of vary with, whether it's acoustic acts or full bands or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you find like the audiences, every single show is different? I mean, is it a punk audience and you switch over to do Niagara Name That Tune, or
Totally different audience.
Yeah, a totally different audience.
How often do you see crossovers where like you have people that are just devoted to taps?
I mean, we've got some taps regulars for sure. They typically hang around the bar a little more than the dining room.
Well, what I'm trying to get at is that a tougher way to do business, just switching the scene every single time, as opposed to we just run a band here. Like a lot of other bars do.
I mean, I like it because I'm always looking for a new and different crowd.
That's right.
And I always look at every event like, maybe I don't make any money at this event, but maybe it brought 20 new people that have never been to Taps, they try a beer, they like it, they come back, right? So I look at every event as a marketing opportunity.
For sure.
And you guys offer, it's almost like you have your fridge that you can bring home beer.
Yeah. You can
It's like your own
take
little
all
beer
beers to go
store.
and in growler or can
Oh,
or kegs
beer
if you
store?
really want.
And you have, there's another drink that you also sell there.
Purple Lizard?
Yes, there we go.
Oh, I'm a big fan of the Purple Lizard, actually, yeah.
It's a good stuff, though. So that's a small company out of Ridgeway. That
I
actually
didn't
makes
even
that.
know that.
And it's based on
Did
the
you know
old.
that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking
okay.
about now. I made the connection with Brimstone. Is it Brimstone? Yeah.
Well, no, it's not. I don't believe it's.
But
the
I think they sell it, don't they?
Oh yeah, they definitely do.
Okay.
Yeah, he's done a really good job. He's got everywhere in Southern Ontario. Like he's all over the place.
That's good.
I wish he was my sales rep because he's really good at selling that drink. But it's new and different, and and we've done pretty well being a bit of a retail outlet for it. So we've paired up with him. He's given us some giveaway swag and stuff like that. And
Do you think the dawn of the COVID times really helped with that?
yeah, well, that changed things because I wasn't legally allowed to sell other people's products to go until COVID. So every bar and restaurant can technically do that now. The off sale thing, right? Some have taken advantage more than others. But it also hurts in some ways too because we used to have us and the breweries and wineries used to have a bit of a monopoly on that, right? So on a holiday when the LCBO and beer store closed, used to be some of our best days, but now we're competing with grocery stores and everything else. So it's balances itself out in different ways that we constantly have to evolve to keep up with that, right? So
Everything has to evolve so quickly. How do you find that changing with the times? Because you've been in business for so long.
We're still feeling the pain of COVID, as I think a lot of bars and restaurants are.
I think everybody
and
is.
inflation.
I think so. And every day I open my email and something else has gone up in price.
Yeah.
I can't raise my prices every day.
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
Yeah. So, and my customers are saying the same thing. All my bar and restaurant customers and other breweries we brew for, they're feeling the same thing.
Did you hear Wendy's is doing they're gonna?
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel about that? Do you like?
I wish I could jack my prices up when I'm busy, right? But there are some bars around here that do that. But that's okay. Good for them, right? So, I don't know. Wendy's can do it. Whatever. If it fails, they'll just change their mind, do something.
Yeah,
they're not
course.
going
Change it
to
right
go
back.
away, right?
No, they're not going anywhere.
There's always talk of changing the industry. There's always talk of changing the whole tipping culture.
Yeah.
And every so often people try it, and it usually doesn't pan out.
Yeah.
I would love to see it go that way, but I don't think us in North America are ready to do that.
Yeah.
No.
But,
I have felt the weight of inflation.
Yes.
Myself.
Everybody has.
Oh, everybody has.
Everybody has.
Yeah.
Like how does that cross over to what you have to change?
It's
business
tough.
mind.
It's a struggle.
Yeah, you think of like what you do at home. Okay, your hydro bill's gone up $10 a month or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, mine went up like $1,000 a month,
Yeah.
right? Like, and my sales are down on top of that,
Yeah.
right? So, it's always trying. I mean, in a business, you're trying to usually maximize that kind of stuff and be as efficient as possible.
Yeah.
But it's cutting hours a little bit here and there, trying to really, what I'm doing, which is trying to really build events and bring in people at different times, like a Wednesday night ticketed concert. That's a pretty rare event for Taps, right?
Yeah.
But that's what we're trying to do and bring in some different things. So
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I love it.
commend you for that because it's tough out there.
it is.
And you're just fighting the good fight, and so many people are so thankful for it because without you and your venue and that venue, like a lot of events wouldn't be taking place.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
No, I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree. I think Taps Brewhouse is like you said, Eric. We've been to a lot of those shows, and you've held on, man, and you've supported, and you're open. That's what I like about it. Is you're open to do business.
Yes.
What's going on is if you got something going on, Eric may accommodate.
Yeah.
Which is great.
I love it.
I may not answer your emails too, though, because I get a lot every day,
yeah.
mostly from bands.
Well, it's probably best to walk in, I guess.
yeah.
You know,
but,
because there are some of those emails where you just kind of gotta delete.
I'll tell you though, the best ones for me is when somebody really pitches an idea to me.
Yeah.
And they've actually thought about it, not just, oh, I want my band to play that.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay,
You
well,
have the
like,
full-
why your band and not the other 6,000 that have
Yeah.
emailed me this week?
Yeah, like I always find if I'm presenting something for wrestling or something, I put an actual presentation together and what could be made, what could be done, and the options, and
Isn't that what
you
you're
take it or
supposed to
leave
do?
it.
It's a business.
Yeah, but I know what you
Proposal.
mean. There's so many in there that come in and say, you know, hey, bro, you know.
It'd be so fun if we did
Right.
this one time. Yeah, absolutely. There's so many, all those fanboys out there
Yeah.
who think that they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to personally work to make your event
Yeah.
work well. But if you're not also going to work,
That's
then
right.
I'm not going to.
But it's
we may not do it again.
it's at the end of the day, ultimately, it's a reflection of your business. Like the event
It is,
could be
yeah.
there one day and gone the next day, and you still have to be the brew host. So
That's
you
right.
still have to have the better events, the good events, and keep the customers satisfied.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, you got anything else okay?
No, I
We got any other events?
I got tons more, but we'll stick with the next 2 months or so.
Yeah, and then we'll just have to get them in again.
Yeah.
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 Oh, one thing I did forget though. Sorry.
Yeah.
We did talk about the eclipse thing.
Yes.
So-
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes, there we
Again,
go.
working with my friends Heart Niagara over here on Queen Street.
April
Okay.
9th.
We're working on putting together a whole event. They want to call it Eclipse of the Heart Niagara
Oh,
Eclipse.
okay, yeah.
And we're going to try to do like a buffet thing. This will be ticketed with entertainment that day. And then hopefully the weather cooperates and we can go outside and actually see this all happen. Right?
Yeah.
And I believe, not confirmed yet, but I'm working on something with Danny Lamb providing some of the
okay.
entertainment. We
Do you have
some
to?
events
Do you have
with
to
him.
have glasses to watch it?
Yes, and we will be providing that as
Oh,
part
okay.
of
Oh,
it too.
perfect.
Yeah.
So you're all set up
So I'm
if
like,
you go to
I
Tabs.
look at the sun all the time. Is it going to be really bad if I just do it again for a minute?
I think the problem is it's dark, so your pupils are open bigger, and,
And
then
then
the
it
rays
comes-
are still getting in your eyes.
Oh.
I think
There you
that's
go.
Okay.
The scientific reason for
okay.
why it's so bad. But
I'm glad
Perfectly
you know
done,
because
yeah.
I think I had a dream about it last night.
And what you got to watch, Eric, is if
Yes.
somebody looks at the eclipse without the glasses on your property.
Yes,
You might have to
Just-
escort them out of the
Can they?
venue.
I don't know, probably people sue for anything.
Yeah, I know.
They'll try
true.
anyway.
They will,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we are in America.
We just
No,
have
we're
to have
not.
signage
We're not the US
saying
yet.
don't do anything dumb
Yeah.
ever, and you can't sue.
Yeah,
Right.
pretty much.
You know,
Wear your goggles.
Yes.
Wear your goggles. Wear your glasses.
Yeah.
we're all gonna be wearing those '80s red and blue.
Yeah, the 3D glasses. Yeah, from the movie.
Is
Those
that-
will not
is-
work with the eclipse.
Oh, okay.
By the way.
Okay.
We're just trying to get the warnings out there because I don't want anyone to show
I
up
think I
at
still
Tabs.
have those in one of those like
Yeah, oh,
old
yeah.
DVD or VHS tapes that you used to get them and
Used to come in the coloring books.
You might be able to get away with a welding mask. You might be
Yeah,
able
probably
to.
fine, yeah.
All right, that's okay.
All right, our man Eric Martin,
Taps
go ahead.
Brewhouse. Give us all your links.
Yeah, so at Taps Brewhouse for, I believe for all of them, Twitter, don't look at Twitter because I haven't posted on there in years.
Yeah.
Instagram and Facebook for sure, though. And Facebook, I know I'm an old man being old school, but I still like it the
Yeah.
best because I can put so much detail in the
Yes.
event.
So do I.
I can't do that on Instagram.
I know.
So,
No,
but, it's a dying thing, so
Yeah.
we'll have to evolve.
Well,
with that.
I like it.
Yeah,
I use
I
it
think-
too. I'm a dinosaur.
think
It's the only time you can.
They
It's like you
think
said,
it's
you
dying,
can put the
but I
details
think
in.
it's going to come back
Yeah.
because of that whole factor.
Yep.
all right.
You know, it might be
Taps Beer,
good though.
What?
Taps on TikTok.
Taps on TikTok.
It's got
yeah.
it's got a
Yes.
good ring to it.
Yeah. Taps on
I'm
TikTok.
way behind on that one. I don't even watch TikTok. So.
I don't either,
fun.
but little K does, so
I
I'm just
do.
trying to
They're
push it your
super,
way.
super fun.
Get taps on
I gotta
TikTok.
get Ashley back on that, but she's busy doing her
Yeah,
own stuff, right?
She's got,
So
Yeah.
She's got yoga dome.
she's
Yes.
so busy. It's
Yes.
just
We have
funny,
some
but-
events that we always mention and we always share onto our group page.
Exactly.
Yes, because we love
On
to share.
Facebook.
Yes. On Facebook, yeah, because you can share that kind of
Yeah, I
stuff. You
know.
can't
Where the
just
old
share
people
stuff.
are.
You can't just share
That's right.
stuff on Instagram. It's too hard. You have to actually.
You can share a picture, and a picture doesn't mean anything when you're trying to
Yeah.
promote an event. Hey,
Exactly.
But it doesn't matter because
Donkeys.
everybody knows where the brew house is right here on Queen Street in Niagara Falls, and that's all you got to do is check in. They got the drinks, they got the
food.
Yeah.
They have vegan food.
Lots of vegan food.
symbols on the wall
Symbols
and a
Stuff on
rip
the floor.
curtain.
on the floor. Music in the house.
Yeah.
Smiles on the faces.
And a lot of live events, man.
And a
so
lot of love in the air.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
All at Taps Brewhouse.
Yeah. Beautiful.
That's
guys.
that's our commercial.
It's great. I love it.
All right.
right.
Eric Martin, good
Yeah.
to see you, my man.
Let's go to some more music before we get Robin here.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.